I bought my first Toro Timemaster mower back in May of 2013. I sold it this past spring in order to buy this 2017 model that I have right here. I've got 20 hours on this thing now, so I think it'd be a good time to give you some thoughts and experiences that I've had with these Toro Timemaster mowers. That's coming up. For those of you who don't know anything about this mower, let's quickly go over the basics. We have a 30-inch cutting deck with dual blades underneath. For engine on this new model, we have a 223cc Briggs & Stratton motor. The old model had a 190cc motor on it. This mower is also self-propelled, and of course we have the personal pace system, which Toro uses on quite a few of their push mowers. Start out with the engine. For most people, they thought the old 190cc version was a little bit underpowered. For me, I didn't have too much trouble with it unless I was trying to mulch very thick grass. It didn't perform very well in this scenario. However, the rest of the time, I really didn't have much issue with that motor. For this new model, you can definitely feel the additional power there. I'm able to mulch a little bit better than I was before, but like I mentioned, I have a very thick lawn, and mulching isn't exactly the strong suit of this mower. So if you have a lawn that's not super thick, you probably will get by with it no problem. But just for me, I feel like side discharging is a little bit better for me on this particular mower in my yard. I actually did a video on that topic, so if you want to learn a little bit more about that, I will have a link in the description below. And also, as far as this new motor goes, I've heard some reports that people have been having some issues with this particular motor. I myself am keeping my fingers crossed, as I have not had any issues with it at all so far. There's no question that a 30-inch cut is going to save you quite a bit of time compared to a 21 or 22-inch traditional push mower. In my experience with this mower, the cut quality looks a little bit more like a commercial mower compared to a cheaper traditional push mower. This mower has dual high-lift blades underneath, which creates good suction. This pulls the grass up and cuts it off evenly. I've used various self-propelled systems over the years, and I'm a big fan of the personal pace system that Toro uses. The whole point of the personal pace system is that you should be able to walk at whatever pace you want in your yard. Just by pushing down on the handle, the mower should match that pace. I found this to be very smooth even when going back and forth and mowing in your corners of your yard. Adjustments on speed and also how quickly the system engages can also easily be made just right on the side of the mower. With a mower as big as this, you might be wondering how it handles compared to smaller mowers. Honestly, I feel like it handles great. You can obviously feel that there's more weight and more mass there. However, I don't find it to be a drastic difference between a smaller push mower. The new 2017 version of the Timemaster is also a little bit heavier than the old version. The only place I really seem to feel this is when going up steep hills. And actually, I like the added weight of this Timemaster compared to a smaller mower. If you're using it in a little bit bumpier area of your yard, it seems like the added weight actually helps the mower to stay a little bit steady. This also helps with the cut quality. And with mowing around trees or other obstacles in my yard, I've also had no issues there. The cool season grasses that we have in the Midwest are known for striping. If you like to put down stripes in your yard, I've had very good luck with this mower, even without using a striping kit. I have many other videos about this topic, so if you're interested in striping, please check out some more videos on my channel. As with anything that you buy, there's usually a couple things that you're not 100% happy with. I touched on cut quality earlier, and I base that off of how well the mower goes through the yard without leaving any stragglers or leaving any grass left uncut. However, how cleanly it cuts the grass tips is another issue as well. I've been struggling with this mower in this regard. This year I've sharpened my blades frequently. I've checked the RPM level on the engine to make sure that it's running at the level that it should be at. I've also checked the belts that drive the blades of this mower to make sure that they were tight, and I have no issue there either. The problem that I'm having is that despite all those things, I'm still finding the grass tips to be frayed every once in a while. This causes them to dry out a little bit, and that leaves kind of a cast over the yard, looking like you need to sharpen your blades. However, I have the blades as sharp as I can get them, so I know there's not an issue there. This is something that I'm going to continue to investigate with this mower. Now again, with consideration of my particular yard, my yard is really about as thick as it can possibly get. So that's a lot of grass blades to cut at one time, I understand this. However, with my old 190cc version, I didn't have as much issue with this fraying on the grass unless my blades weren't sharp. And again, my grass has grown thicker and thicker each year, so that's also a factor. We'll see what happens with this as I continue to move forward this season. Another thing that I've noticed with this new Timemaster in particular is that it goes through gas a lot more quickly than the old version. I have about 13,000 square feet of grass, and I used to be able to make it through my whole yard with my old Timemaster without filling up. With my new one, I have to fill up one time about 3/4 of the way through my mowing. This is kind of a minor gripe for me. It's not a huge deal, but it is something that I wanted to mention. For what's on the market currently, I would definitely buy this mower again. I'm assuming there'll be some more competition in the future, however right now, there really isn't too much competition in this segment. You can either buy a larger, more expensive commercial mower like a walk-behind, or you can go back down to a traditional 21 or 22 inch push mower. However, there's a spot in the middle that's kind of left for the Timemaster, and right now I don't see any other viable options that can compare to this mower. As I mentioned, I've been using the Timemaster now for 5 years, and I've really enjoyed this mower. During this time frame, I've also had a couple smaller traditional push mowers. Every time I would come back to the Timemaster, I would feel much more at home with the mower. It just feels much more solid, it feels much more put together. Of course, those other mowers would get the job done, but I just felt like the Timemaster was more of a professional mower. Lastly, if you're in the market for one of these machines, I wouldn't rule out buying one of the 190cc older Timemaster versions if you could find a nice used one. As I mentioned, I didn't really have any issues with that mower. I just bought my new one because I really wanted to try out the new motor, see what the differences were. But if you can find a nice used one and you're not dead set on mulching all the time, I definitely think that would be a good option as well. It wasn't quite as heavy as the new version, it was more fuel efficient, and I didn't have any trouble with the cut quality as long as I wasn't mulching thick grass. So I hope that's given you some thoughts and insight on this mower. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching this video, and we'll see you next time.